UFC 310 has just taken place, and this is my reaction to the card. Again, still sick, but still with the daily uploads. Let's start off with the main event. Sorry, let's go over this quickly. There were 8 finishes on this card in total. I'm pretty sure there were 13 or 14 fights on the card as a whole with 8 finishes. Let's start off with the main event. Pantoja versus Asakura. This guy right here might be the best flyweight of all time. And this isn't recency biased. Just if you look at the resumes, him and Demetrius Johnson, DJ's best win is Henry Cejudo, which again is a great win. But when you look at what Pantoja has done in this division, the names that he has beaten back to back to back, the amount of times he's beaten the likes of Brandon Moreno, Brandon Royval. Now again, do all these wins compare to the one good win that is Henry Cejudo, which, I mean, DJ arguably has 2 wins over him. Their second fight was really close. But either way, Pantoja done the right thing, called out Demetrius Johnson after it. DJ said he was offered $2 million to fight and turned it down because he doesn't want to fight anymore. Respect to DJ. He is one of the greatest of all time, but I'd love to see that fight. Talking about this, Asakura looked good in there. I'm going to be honest. After seeing his sparring footage with Merab where he was defending the takedowns, kind of made me worried. And because he is bigger than Pantoja, and you've seen that clearly in the matchup, he was so much bigger than him. But like I said, Pantoja, he can do everything. I mean, a lot of people thought because his striking looked a bit sloppy in the Steve Ercik fight, or the fact that people say he gasses out and stuff like that. The guy can strike, the guy can grapple, the guy is just a winner. I don't think anybody in this division beats him. Asakura did land some big shots, but Pantoja is just a master on the ground in the grappling department. We've seen him climb Asakura like a tree, pause. He was then able to get that sweep. Just the wee details, the wee fine movements he does to get him down there, changing the grip, the lock in, a rear naked choke, and submit Asakura in the second round, put him out cold. I genuinely don't know what the direction is next for Pantoja. Well, I have a fight in mind. That'll be in my next video. For Asakura, honestly, well, I mean, the fact he got choked out means he's going to have to take time off. I'd love to see him in there with like a Royval or a Moreno. Something like that. I feel like that's what you have to do next to this guy. You have to get him back in there. He essentially took no damage outside of being choked out. But yeah, Pantoja delivered on a big stage, closing out the year for the UFC in terms of pay-per-views, and Pantoja delivered. If this guy isn't in at least the top 6 pound for pound by the end of this week, I'm gonna fucking rip my ears off. Next up, co-main event, Shavkat Rakhmonov, Aura Merchant facing Ian Garry. Right, let's talk about this. So, Shavkat Rakhmonov, can we all stop getting on like this guy's like the destroyer of worlds and this guy's like Thanos in the UFC? The guy went fucking Merab mode rounds 1 and 2. He went Merab mode. Now you might be going, what do you mean by Merab mode? Held Ian Garry against the fucking fence like Mario Batista and Merab and done fucking nothing. Excuse me. Right, done nothing, held him there, landed a big right hand in the first round. Also, this is the thing to Joe Rogan and everyone else on the commentary desk. Why are you so fucking biased towards Shavkat Rakhmonov? Mate, the guy could take a step back and they'd be like, oh my god, Shavkat Rakhmonov just took a step back. Did you see what he done to fucking Ian Garry? Did you see how he threw Ian Garry off? Load of fucking shit. Ian Garry, on a full training camp, beat Shavkat Rakhmonov. I am coping. Don't care what anybody says. But no, in all seriousness, Shavkat definitely deserved to win. He won rounds 1 and 2, just off control and landing 2 big right hands at the end of the round. Ian Garry started to let shots go. If he had done it earlier, I feel like Ian Garry would have made this much closer. However, Shavkat just done a really good job of controlling Ian Garry against the fence. Shavkat Rakhmonov is really good in the clinch. Let's just be honest. Round 3 went to Ian Garry. Then DC made a very interesting point that I didn't realise, but then when he said it and then Shavkat done it, it made a lot of sense. So Ian Garry showed really good takedown defence in there, but Shavkat was always looking for trips or sweeps or body locks, but when Shavkat went for traditional wrestling routes like a single or a double, that's when he was able to get Ian Garry down, and DC pointed that out, and when Shavkat done it, it was kind of making me think, why didn't he do that earlier? But anyway, nonetheless, Ian Garry done a good job in there, nearly submitting Shavkat Rakhmonov. I think there was no losers in this matchup. Yes, Ian Garry is not undefeated anymore, but the fact he took this fight on short notice, he's earned a lot of respect. A lot of the fan base are starting to turn towards him again to like him. And Shavkat now is undefeated. He's 19-0 now. His finishing record is over. Pause. But he's going in there to fight for the title next against Belal Muhammad. Unfortunately, I don't think he beats Belal. I don't think Ian Garry beats Belal. I think Belal is just that good, to be honest. But nonetheless, a really good fight. I enjoyed this. Surreal Gane Volkov. So, I didn't know he was fucking body the fucking body la. Fucking body the fucking body la. So, anyway. Let's just Surreal Gane Volkov. Both guys were grappling a bit. Mixing up. Round 3. Okay, so it was 1-1 going in the round 3. Surreal Gane has this obsession of like when he thinks he's in a position to get a submission, he will stay there the entire round. Done it against Ngannou, done it in this fight multiple times. He nearly had a Kimura on Alexander Volkov. Lay there on his back, couldn't really... It was like he needed to kind of use his leg. I know I'm lifting my leg up here as if I'm in the position. And like kind of like break Volkov's posture and free him. But he didn't do that. And Volkov ended up trying to fist him. Literally was punching Surreal Gane in the ass. I'm not joking. Literally his grounding point was punching Surreal Gane in the fucking fart box. That is what Volkov was doing in there. Volkov won it, in my opinion. But in a way, I'm not that upset about it because Surreal Gane needed to win for the heavyweight division to continue. Surreal Gane stormed out of the cage afterwards, you could tell. He said he wasn't happy with his performance. Walking with a limp because Volkov was punching his fucking fart hole all night. Yeah, the heavyweight division is done for. Even after Tom Aspinall, John Jones, like, what is next? Like, what is next? Because both of these guys lose to either one of those guys. So, anyway, Bryce Mitchell, Gracie, get this guy to the UFC. I don't care what his second name is. I don't care that he's teammates with Nate Diaz. Get him fucking gone now. He is the... I would actually rather... No, I was going to say I'd rather watch Juliana Pena fight. I maybe disagree with that. But Bryce Mitchell had me worried in there. Bryce Mitchell was piecing him up on the feet. You could see, though, that Bryce Mitchell was a bit weary on the feet, in my opinion, anyway, after being KO'd by Josh Emmett and the way he was KO'd. It seemed like he didn't want to get hit in there. He done a good job controlling Gracie. I forgot that Bryce Mitchell himself was a Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu black belt, but like Bryce Mitchell said, he wasn't looking to grapple with him. When he went to a body lock, Gracie just jumped up, gave him a hug, held on him and pulled him in the guard. Thankfully, Bryce Mitchell... In the second round, Bryce Mitchell nearly got submitted, but he done a good job of getting himself out of there. Gracie putting his toes in the cage, etc. A bit of a cheat, but nonetheless, we move on. And finally, I don't know why Bryce Mitchell didn't pick up on this sooner. When he was able to get the arm in to free him and fucking drop him on his fucking head and knock him out. Beautiful. Bryce Mitchell, one of my favourite fighters. Love his interviews. Love what he says. Hilarious. Cut this guy right now. Next up, Nate Landwehr versus Doho Choi. Doho Choi is just the better fighter. I don't know, I thought this would be more of a scrap. I thought that's why I picked Nate Landwehr. But Doho Choi just smoked him. Really just beat him everywhere. Dominic Reyes, Anthony Smith. This was sad, I'm going to be honest. I feel bad. Anthony Smith obviously is grieving over the loss of his friend. He shouldn't have been in there, to be honest. I mean, Dominic Reyes, don't really need to do in there. But yeah, it was sad to see Anthony Smith kind of just give up, but not give up. It was weird. Anyway, good win, Dominic Reyes. Vicente Lomachenko. Vicente Luque getting the submission win over Themba Garimbo. Love to see that, bruv, yeah? Then we've got Movsar Evloev, Aljamain Sterling, robbery. I fucking hate him. Get him out of this promotion now. He is the most boring fucker ever. Get him out. Him, Gracie, a fight to the death. I mean, fight to the fucking death to see who stays in this promotion. Aljo was robbed. The UFC hate this man. The UFC bantamweight goat. He was out grappling him. Kind of gassed himself out, but I thought he'd done enough to win it. Upsetting. Randy Brown was hard done by in this brand battle matchup, to be honest. Chris Weidman retire. Sucks. Joshua Van, nice to see him back. Michael Chiesa, I knew he would get the win. Thought he would win by decision. Chase Hooper smoked Clay Guida. Knew it was coming. And Kenny Nishikori got a round one finish like I predicted. Overall, UFC 310, I enjoyed it. And as always, like, share, subscribe, comment, all that good stuff. And I will see you again in the next one.